Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am Game Master Bloodworth, and as you can see by the graphics, today's video is the RPGaDay 2024 Day 8 Accessories I Appreciate. And I'm going to focus on GM tool kits, and the first one that I came across during my experience in my return to tabletop role playing games since 2015 was actually the um, the GM toolkit that came along with Modifius's Conan 2D20 role playing game. So I know I'm featuring this game system again on RPGaDay, and that is because it's just quite frankly a phenomenal system. And as I've been saying every time that I bring it up, it's unfortunate that Modifius no longer has the licensing for this game system, so that we could have seen what they'll do, what they would have done beyond the 22 hardbacks that they already produced for it, as well as other accessories. But, here's looking out for Heroic Signatures, who now owns the licensing for it, and they're working on a new RPG, and hopefully they adopt a lot of what Modifius had done and really broke the ground on, and try to emulate at least those components of it that Modifius had done so well, and that is primarily the GM toolkit as far as the accessories go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just focus in on the toolkit itself. The physical copy of it is buried in my in my go bag for when I go to conventions, and I don't want to tear open that box right now. So instead, I'm just going to bring up the PDF for it and go over what was really, at least in my experience, unique to this. As I mentioned previously, I made my return back to tabletop role playing games back in 2014, 15 ish. And once I had done that, one of the first tabletop role playing games that I backed as a Kickstarter, and I went very, very heavily into it. I was I did like the Treasures of Tranikos backer pledge, and it was like a $450 backer pledge, and it included this as well as the all of the hardback books and and several other supplements on top of that. So let's take a look at this. And again, just something that I have seen now. Modifius continues to put these things out for other games such as Fallout, which I have already started to review as well. So, what is the toolkit? Well, they give you some background for the world of Robert E. Howard, and what is the pulp inspiration, and basically laying out what the theme of the game system was. And they do this also with the Fallout series, as well as probably some of their other IPs as well. All right, and it goes through, and this is just basically the rules for the game master to use while running the game. But what I really like about this system is that it gets into the portion of world building, where you could start creating NPCs. You could start giving those NPCs interesting quirks, as you can see here. And then we go into creating adventures, right? So you have the title structure, and you could roll a d20, and you will see anytime that you roll a phoenix, whenever indicated, add a descriptor to it as an effect is rolled. Ignore the other results, right? So if you get any of these, you're going to add the descriptor and the object, and then another object as well. And so you can add several of these, and this is just to generate the title of your adventure. And then if there's an object involved, then you would roll to see what the object is. Then you get to entity. All right, and so you'll make an entity roll, and now that attaches to part of the both the theme of the adventure and also the title as well. Now you can start generating randomly a location, a disposition, a descriptor. You can do like a color, an age, a substance, a temperature, an appearance. So like pick like shining, gleaming, jeweled, shadowed. Then you get to an adventure generator. All right, so this was really designed for you to be able to throw together adventures very, very quickly, possibly even on the go, on the fly, and throw these things together very quickly. I personally wouldn't do them on the fly like that. I would do a little bit of prep work beforehand and then let the players kind of direct where it's going to go. So a little bit more on the sandboxy side. But you can see all of the different things that you can continue to flesh out both your world building and your adventure building here. So you can do your non-player characters, their temperament, hooks and draws, right? So what is the plot hook and what is the draw, right? So let's say I rolled an 8 and a 13. So an 8 would be a member of a secret society, and you'd roll on the cult table, and then I said 13, called in a debt or favor. All right, so that's how you start generating a hook and a draw. How are you going to get the players to engage with this particular adventure? Involving player characters. So here's the plot concept, and you can go into this here. And again, let's do 8 and 13 once again. Protect a person or place, and then 13 to protect the person, place, or belief. So it's kind of doubled it up. All right, so maybe I would change that second roll for a different motivation. An antagonist, and so you can do your primary malefactor and then a trait of that individual being, creature, whatever it is. Plot fulfillment and location. So what does it require to fulfill the plot, and where is that going to take place? Obstacles and twists, and those are fairly self-explanatory. Goals and objectives, again, character goal, and then the objective, the character's objectives. You could have a separate goal and objective for every single player character sitting at your table as well, or player sitting at your table as well. Personal objectives, and again, you could focus more on individual player characters this way. Old haunts and new stomping grounds. So location choice and atmosphere, building types. And so as you can see, I mean, this is 32 pages of just tables and ideas about generating an adventure. It's reminding the game master of the various tools at his or her disposal, and then we get an example of an adventure so that you can actually read this. Here's a quick reference that is on here, and I actually printed out these ones from from the Game Master's Toolkit prior to having the physical copy, and I used this to create my banner that I used as a quick reference guide. Now, again, this came along with. It was previously released as a PDF before the physical copies of the screen of the GM screen was released, and so that's why I had printed out some of these. And then here's a big tally sheet that you could use to determine how many of each type of creature was killed, and then you're back here. So a really, really useful accessory that I really appreciate. And along with the GM toolkits and, accompanying uh, GM screen, the combination is so invaluable, that I think that any time that you have the opportunity to pick up one of these things along with the core rule book, you should absolutely do it. In my view, it's a must have, especially if you like to create your own adventures. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that it's helpful to you. Again, Conan 2D20 is out of print, but Modifius makes these GM toolkits for their other IPs as well, including Fallout, as I had shown you. And I'll go into a little bit more detail with that one later. So thanks for joining. I hope you liked this video. As always, I look forward to seeing you on a gaming screen or at a convention sometime soon. I am really getting ready to go on vacation, so I'm going to be leaving a little bit earlier than I thought because the rain is supposed to be very heavy here in New York tomorrow. And so I want to make sure we have a 6 o'clock flight, going out of the country. And so we have to get there 2 hours earlier than that. And so we're going to actually leave and stay closer to the airport sometime tomorrow evening, and so that will truncate how many videos I'm going to actually be able to do ahead of time. I will be from vacation doing some shorts and possibly a live stream. I'll see what my internet connection is like, and also the opportunity to do so. So I will be returning back next Thursday and actually Wednesday night. So Thursday, I will definitely be back into the swing of things as far as possibly getting caught up on these RPGaDays if need be. So you'll have a great upcoming weekend. And remember to like and subscribe and to leave your comments in there. And have a great rest of your week. Take care.